indeed.
Absolutely.
I don't want no confusion. Hey, he was over there talking to Dia for 20 minutes. I was talking about the Packers. Like, been my team since 95. Talking about Brett Favre.
I almost forgot about that. I was about to ask you about the Saints.
Fuck this. I mean, well, I'm a Saints fan only when they play Atlanta because we adamantly hate Atlanta.
Gotcha.
So, you know,
The Falcons.
we all team together.
The
Well,
Falcons.
Matt Ryan is the worst quarterback, I think,
Ever.
in the NFL. So, I mean, you know, it's
I'll
not
give you that.
it's not too hard. Who's your team?
Steelers.
Hey,
Okay, I can
Steel
respect. Okay,
That's what I'm
we can have a
saying.
conversation. See,
Yeah.
but yeah, Matt Ryan, boy, that
Overrated.
yeah,
Yeah.
bruh, he getting way too much money.
Overrated. Yeah.
He ain't earning it.
But
At all.
yeah, so only against the Falcons are we.
Falcons.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Falcons. Them dirty birds.
yeah. But any other day is Green
Yeah,
Bay
Green Bay for
all
you.
day. Yeah,
You had a look on your face when she said something about the Saints.
Yeah.
You from New
I'm
Orleans?
No, but I'm a Saints fan.
Are you?
I am.
But see, this is what I always tell people because people are like, how are you a Green Bay fan? And I'm like, when I was growing up, the Saints were trash, so nobody was a Saints fan.
Right.
Like when we were kids, like I had a Green Bay starter jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't until we became adults that people were like avid Saints fans.
Right.
But so you know, I get it, but anybody like Lil Wayne is a Green Bay fan. You know, like we had to find good teams.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Something to root for.
And Brett Favre was from Mississippi, so it was kind of like the homie. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like it was
yes.
just that thing. But yeah, no, I have a lot of friends that are very upset with me. Like during foot, they're like, "How you from New Orleans?" And you know, I'm like, bruh, we can like whatever team we like. I don't have to be from Wisconsin.
There you go.
Be a Green Bay
Yeah.
fan, but okay.
Yeah, I know that shade pretty well. People look at me like, you from Dallas. How you?
Oh yeah.
That's the same thing with me. I'm
Yeah.
from Dallas, but I love Pittsburgh.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, well, that's,
Yeah.
I know they hate you even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Nobody from Dallas is coming to y'all house to watch football.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No hosting at y'all house.
Okay.
I'm from
Nothing but
Dallas.
trash talk.
From Dallas, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I fucking hate the Cowboys
Do you?
so much.
I don't
They
blame
be
you.
putting
Still a
y'all through
fan,
some
but-
changes, man.
It's okay.
Man, through the
But
loops.
they, they look like they trying to do something though.
Yeah, but as long as Master Jones is in charge.
Oh, no.
Not
Yeah,
bad,
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Okay.
Y'all
You know
need a
what?
new head
Let's go
coach.
ahead and start
That's
this.
Jerry
For real,
World.
man. Y'all forget we got a podcast to do, man.
That's Jerry Town.
Yeah.
Oh, you already on it.
Oh,
Look,
yeah,
you
we're good to go whenever.
waiting
we
on me.
Yeah, wait, no, it's absolutely.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Boom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in your hood. I am absolutely Adia.
This is your girl Ashley. Speak volumes. Nicole.
Franchise. I'm in the building. I'm sorry, Nicole. Let me cut
About
you
to
off.
say.
Man, just short
You
my
gonna do
little
it
old
again?
intro. God
I
damn.
thought you was done. My bad.
This
know, we
is the
switching
quad.
Good vibes only. What's up, everybody? We are back in the building, and we have the lovely, lovely couple, the Leonards, in the house. How y'all doing?
All right, I'm
Good.
good.
What's going on, y'all?
Yes,
All
thank y'all
right.
for having us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
y'all
for being
came
Good
in
here.
vibes in the building.
I like
love
that
it.
your lipstick matches his shirt. I was like, they cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta have these very
It's
vibes.
never on purpose. I promise. We do it all the time. It's
All
never
the
on
time,
purpose.
Right.
That's just come from a while of being together, right?
Yeah.
Just vibing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Definitely connection.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm very, very happy to have you two in the building. For those who don't know, the Mrs. Leonard is my blood cousin.
Okay.
Shout out to Carolyn's crew.
Okay.
So we have Miss. I'm gonna start with First Lady here, Miss Veronica Leonard, also known as Queen V.
Queen V.
Yes.
Yes, has to represent. She is a beautiful mom of three and a bonus of 3 daughters and a bonus mom of 2 sons.
Yes.
And alongside of being a full-time geriatric nurse, her passion is working as a fitness instructor and lifestyle coach. Outside of nursing and fitness, she gets to work alongside of her husband as a co-owner of the Mr. and Mrs. Leonard brand, in which they strive to be the young couple's inspiration, and they are. And positivity in a time where side chicks and side pieces are viewed as on or approved or acceptable, the thing to engage in. They strive to give young couples hope in love and business and prove that they can have it all while raising a family.
Yes.
Now, that was just First Ladies by y'all. Okay, and Mr. Leonard, we'd have to shed light. Mr. J.D. Leonard is an entrepreneur. He started an apparel brand, The Slack, as you can see for the viewers.
Okay.
Shirt
It is.
on, representing.
Representing.
A divisional brand, the Slack Shoes, as well as a media brand, Mute Mogul Media Group, that distributes a variation of media content as well. He's working to assist with distribution of music through streaming platforms such as Spotify, franchise favorite Tidal. Pandora, and more. He's also the co-owner of the Mr. and Mrs. Leonard brand with his beautiful wife, Veronica, in which they promote health and wellness as well as positivity within marriage and family.
Hey, something.
Woo! That was a lot.
That is a lot.
That's what
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a
to hear.
Hey.
I love it. I love it. So let's jump right on in with your experience. We just touched on you being a nurse.
Okay.
Your overall passion. What got you into nursing?
It's so funny because when I tell people I came from the fast food industry, they was looking at me like, "What? You worked at Whataburger?" Yes, I was a fast food manager at Whataburger and Brahms for like at least 10 years, from the age of 16 till 24. And it was in the midst of having to help take care of, our grandparents and with regards to Parkinson's and high blood pressure and cancer and diabetes, everything that people are afraid of these
Right.
days as far as sickness and, disability. I had to witness our grandparents and stuff going through that. And in the meantime, I kind of found a passion and it kind of pulled at my heartstrings in the midst of doing that while working in fast food. So with that being said, it kind of just dawned on me, why am I not doing this for a living? Why
Right.
am I not following my passion? So I went to nursing school, 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears, trying to work
Yeah.
40 hours a week and still be a mom. I went ahead and finished, and that's kind of how. And here I am working in geriatrics, taking care of more elderly people,
Yeah.
dealing with the same diseases and disabilities. So I kind of feel like I'm at work without being at work. So it's kind of
That's good.
it's definitely a blessing to be able to go to work every day and not feel like you're at work.
That's good.
So
Definitely.
that's how my
working in
nursing
your
came
passion.
along. Yes.
That's awesome. I love it. And then with your recent transition, you guys, oh my God, if you have to follow her on Facebook, okay? Victorious by Queen V.
Yes.
Gosh, the transition for your journey, your weight loss, I like to say that love is a beautiful thing because it triggers so much. It triggers so much in your journey from being a nurse to going into fitness and being an instructor. And then your most recent accomplishment,
Yes.
super dope. What triggered your mind frame to say, hey, you know what, let me get in gear and let me go full-fledged with this fitness and lifestyle coaching?
When I say it was almost in the blink of an eye for me to be at work in the nursing home taking care of the elderly and then get that call from my stepmama saying, your daddy didn't wake up last night because he had a silent heart attack at the age of 52. When I tell y'all, that opened my eyes to on a whole nother level of, okay, I'm only, at that time, I was 32.
Right.
That's only 20 years outside of
yeah.
where I am.
Right.
And to see my daddy walking and talking just a couple days before he passed, like he was cooking barbecue in the backyard because it was Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean he didn't wake up? It didn't dawn on me. It wasn't registering. So to drive from my job, because I was like, I got to go. Y'all going to have to work out the rest of the day. I'm gone.
Right.
So to leave my job and to drive to UC Southwestern and see him laying on that stretcher with that band on and just,
Yeah.
he wasn't getting up. Like
Yeah.
there was no tomorrow.
Right.
That's all it took for me.
Yeah.
So, being 250 pounds at that time, I was like, I got to do something different. No, I hadn't had any signs of diabetes or heart or blood pressure or any issues, but why wait to that moment?
Right.
Why wait till I get that diagnosis to say, okay, you gonna be on these pills or you gonna have to make a
Right.
change.
Exactly.
That's not what I wanted. And to see, like I said previously, my grandparents and aunties and uncles struggling with all these different diseases, I already knew, you
Right.
know, I had that strike against me because it's in our
Mhm.
bloodline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I just took it and said, you know what? It's up to me to make a change, and I'm either gonna do it and be serious about it, or that could possibly be the end of my life. I just kept thinking of it like, this is it. There's no turning back. Once I start, I gotta stay on this path. And 2 years later, here I am, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, to be able to tell my story while helping others, because there's somebody else out here struggling with weight loss or depression or anxiety or, you know, determining what to eat, how to eat, and what and how, you know, they're letting food take over their lives because they're
Exactly.
afraid to touch food because they don't want to gain weight.
Right.
Yet at the same time, they feel like food is the enemy.
Right.
So I just want to reach out and help those people who are struggling with the same thing that they're, you know, that I was going through. So
And what has been your biggest challenge during your journey so far?
my biggest challenge, I would have to say, is sticking to the workouts, getting up and saying, okay, I have to make this time in my day. I have to set this 30, 45 minutes. I'm setting alarms. I'm laying my workout clothes out the night before as if it's a job, you know, just to keep myself motivated and keep myself on track. So that would be the hardest part, is staying motivated and having that focus to get it done. That would be the toughest part for me.
I'm sure you get a lot of support from your husband.
Oh, yeah. Yes, when that alarm, I think I cut something off.
No,
you
you're
you're
good.
good.
On?
You're good.
Okay. When that alarm goes off and I'm just like laying there, like, I'm just not going to do it today. He's like, no, you need to get up. This is going to happen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think again. You're going to do it today.
No, I know that it takes that. For me, like I've gone so like I'll push myself and then drive to the gym and then sit in the car in front of the gym. Like, come on, bro. You just gotta walk in the door.
That's it.
And once I get in and start, then it's like, oh, I feel so much better.
You do.
But sometimes the struggle is just getting out of the car.
Yes. That I would find that to be the hardest part. And at that moment, what I do is I tell myself or remind myself how good I'm going to feel afterwards. I feel stress free. I feel, because a
That's
lot
good.
of people don't
That's
know this,
good.
but I struggle with anxiety, and I'm telling y'all, I take everything in me to say I'm not going to get on no anxiety medication. I'm not
Right.
doing it.
Right.
So I found that working out helps me. It relaxes me. I sleep better. I find myself more focused, and that nervousness or that anxiety feeling that I get, it dissipates.
Are
you
y'all
know?
relating to each other better? Is the sex better?
Yes, I would say it is.
That was
No comment from me, but look on her face tells the story.
Yes.
And I say I've even motivated him because he's eating better and
yeah.
he's seeing the change in me, and he's wanting to match me, if that's a way to say it. But yeah, I think we're doing good.
and that's definitely a benefit, because obviously being a couple,
Oh, yeah.
you know, when you take your health seriously and you're working together,
Yes.
then obviously you have an opportunity to have even, you know, longer years of happiness.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so
Yes.
just having that in-house support, I know, is a huge thing.
Yes,
And
it
Yes,
is.
I guess it could also be detrimental if that person is not in support of what you're trying
Yes.
to do.
There you
Right,
go.
right,
Yes.
right,
And
right.
Like I said, I'm blessed to say this is a positive that we have going, because I've been on the other side of that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's awesome. We've gotten a little bit about Mrs. Leonard. We gonna step on over to the man of the house, Mr. Leonard.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell y'all, listen, when you talk about a serial entrepreneur, I thought Adia had a lot of credentials, but Lord Jesus,
Damn.
listen, when you
Wait.
go on Mr. JD Leonard's Facebook page, all you see is links. And when I had to screenshot it to him one day. I'm like, fam, it's real.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had a Mute Mogul. We have Slack shoes.
Mute Mogul, custom suits.
Yeah.
Custom wear. Mute Mogul Media Group.
So which
And
one
the
was
list
the
goes
first
on.
one?
Yeah.
Which one was
got
the
you
first
started?
one?
Technically, it's I'd say it's the Slack. it had a previous name about 10 years ago. And I was just doing it out of a hobby status. Like, oh, I like designing stuff. Let me see what this looks like. And I just kept doing it. Said, okay, let me see if I can sell it. So I sold 1 or 2 items. Said, okay. So I just started building from there. Like, became more creative, more ideas, started looking at different fashion, you know what I'm saying, entities. I said, okay, I like what they're doing. Let me tweak it. Let me do it my way. So now with the Slack, you know, which is a whole acronym. I can't say it right now what it is because it's still pending.
Gotcha.
But in regards to the animals on the shirt, the lion stands for courage, and then the eagle stands for elevation.
Yeah.
So it's having the courage to elevate. So it's a motivational piece.
Right.
That is.
All in one.
You could add radio to that list because your voice is
Yeah.
sounding real.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
yeah.
the same thing.
Barry White up in the
Yes,
building.
they did have a
Right.
show.
Oh,
Shout out to
yeah.
Fishbowl Radio.
Okay.
Fishbowl, yes,
Alright.
we did that.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did the
okay.
radio show too
Yeah.
about a couple of years ago. So yeah,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
dipping into everything I can.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know what's crazy? He's really behind the scenes when it comes to all the video footage,
Yes.
the anything media that has to do with her workout
My
videos,
videographer,
yes. Everything. So I like the inspiration from these two. It's like so dope, and I go to them for personal advice. They can tell you. So
Yeah.
on their relationship tip, Lord, I don't even go to. I pray to God, and then I go to them. Okay, seriously, because it's so dope to see a man let his woman shine, you know, and not necessarily being jealous about it or, you know, oh, she's taking it away, she's taking this. No, that's like, he's like a true supporter. And that's one thing that I've always commended them on. When they first got married, I was just like, I was front and center, you know, like all a part of this love story. It's definitely been a journey watching you guys. Yes, it's been a journey because I definitely been following it with them. But to other couples that are on the line, those that are married, those that may be engaged, what would be the main tip that you would give someone as far as support and communication and allowing that other person to thrive?
That's good.
You want to go first?
No, you go first.
My tidbit on that would be to know that when your spouse elevates, you're elevating right alongside them. So you're both winning in the situation. Because I know there's couples out there that, you know, look at the situation like, oh, my wife makes more money than me, or my wife does this better than me, or she's basically outshining me. I can't allow that to happen. Ego turns, you know, that situation sour.
And it's mostly the guys.
Yeah, basically. So when your wife wins, you win. Period. When your husband wins, you win. Period. And you have to have that trust that that's the way it's going to be. That's it. Period.
Yeah, and that's I mean, obviously it's not an easy thing for a man with an ego
Right.
who's in that situation, you know, but it's just like you said, if you're looking at it from a togetherness thing,
Right.
and it's like one unit, y'all are together.
Right.
If she elevates, then so do you. If you're together, if you're with her, and you probably can help her, you know, reach the goals that she's trying to reach,
Right.
and it will
Yes,
be,
sir.
and she will obviously appreciate that. But we just get into this battle, and sometimes it comes from the female too. We get into this competition,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I know that you guys, when you're talking to couples, and you definitely focus on the fact that it has to be together, it has to be a unit. You have to
Yes.
elevate each other. It's not about you against that person. It's about y'all together.
That's
Yes,
right,
sir.
that's right.
Absolutely.
And I guess to kind of add to that, you definitely got to have, like you kind of touched on it, trust.
Yes.
And, you know, trusting that, okay, what we okay. Like, he's here to help me, and I'm here to help you. And
Right.
at the same time, we got to have that communication.
Right.
Communication is really key, because if you're not speaking or talking through what's going on, then it's easy for us as humans to assume anything.
Right.
And,
do
you
it
know,
all the time.
Yes, you know, so the communication is definitely a big part of that as well.
Yes.
That's good. I'm glad that you touched on the communication, because a lot of times, this is just my experience, where I've had the male withhold information. And it's just like, okay, you have to keep me aware of these things.
Right.
So like you said, making assumptions. If you're elevating in some sort and you're not letting me know, I'm just gonna think that you stagnant and you are not. You're idle. You're comfortable where you are.
Right. Mhm.
You have to be open. You have to have that line of communication just available for your partner, because that can take a toll on relationships.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you guys have witnessed that. I'm pretty sure I done came to y'all about stuff. But okay, if you watch it live, we gonna turn it off. You gotta listen to the show.
Well,
Download
I had a
iHeartRadio.
question because I wanted to talk. I know one of the things you guys talk about is building healthy relationships and making a stronger bond. And when you're dating, if you're in a situation like you were saying where you want to push that person or encourage them or be that support system, but y'all not really a couple. So where's the balance? Because I'm a pusher and I'm a giver, and I feel like I give so much of myself, but there's not always reciprocity. So where do you draw the line and either say we need to take the relationship to the next level, or I need to pull back from my support, or do you pull back?
Right. You want me to answer? Go. Okay. So with that being said, it's funny. I can actually relate to that because before I even met him, I was a giver. I anything I had, I felt like I needed that approval and I needed to be accepted. And I felt like that was the way to get it. So, after I'm gonna say 5 years of being single, after going through a divorce before I met him, I prayed, and I tell you, I prayed like no other. And God showed me, what I needed to do next, and that was take my hands off situations. That was stop giving so much. Just stop being who you are to the extreme that you are, and what people will show you if they're worthy of your time and your relationship or whatever it is that you're trying to get them to meet you in the middle on. And when I tell you, it happened like the blink of an eye, because I said, okay, God, if you show me what it is I'm supposed to do next, I'll be obedient and do it. But at the same time, don't make me wait too long, because I'm yearning to be in a relationship, and I know I'm a good person. I have a good heart. And I promise you, like a blink of an eye, it seemed that it was that short. Here comes JD Leonard here, giving me everything that I wanted, and I felt so open and free to give him the same, because I knew I was going to get it in return. So when we allow people to show us their worthiness, everything else will just kind of flow. You won't feel as if you're getting the short end of the stick all the time.
That's good.
Yeah.
My take on that is, I go back to trust. You have to trust the person, whether you're 6 months into a relationship or 2 years. You have to be able to trust that person in their judgment on certain situations. You have to be very observant at the same time.
Watch.
You have to watch and see their characteristics when a certain situation happens.
Right.
That's important.
Yeah, very important. If you see something that's not to your level of approval, dead the situation.
Yeah.
I would dead the situation, because it's a waste of time to me.
Right. Right.
But some people, I'll give you another chance. I'll see this. I'll see that. Nah.
And
dead the situation.
they know I have that. I've had that bad, but now with me growing as a woman, shout out to the Libras.
That was random.
Had to throw that in there.
That was very random. But me growing and elevating, I find that I'm learning my self-worth. It's easy to say that you know your worth, but when you actually get in that space of actually learning who you are and really analyzing, like, okay, I'm not going to take this.
Right.
Either you going to get it together or you going to be left by the wayside.
Right.
And I find that has been very easy for me to do. And detach all feeling, no matter the length of the relationship, no matter the time put in. Because in my mind, I'm like, if I'm going hard at everything that I do, and I can't say that you match that, then that's an issue for me.
Yes.
I can't trust that you will do that if we are going to move this into a secure relationship, or even I don't even know if you're secure in your efforts,
Right.
let alone going to be secure in a really, really stable relationship.
Right.
Yes.
So when you say the trust and the communication, I think security is like a big thing,
Oh, yeah.
especially for me. And then with that, I think about my son. It's like, who do you want to put in that position that's going to really show him that, okay, hey, he matched my mom. Like, matches everything about her
Everything, yeah.
endurance, her perseverance, everything to the T. So when you say death the situation, yeah, I took that advice very, very, very seriously because I've had to do that. And you may hurt feelings. You might crush the little
It comes
heart.
with the territory.
It does come with the
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
Either that person is going to be willing to say, hey, I'm with you, I'm for you, let me step up and do what I have to do, or you just have to move on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So y'all are mentors to young couples and married couples.
We try to be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We try to reach out to different individuals that have questions,
Mhm.
whether getting into a relationship or being boyfriend, girlfriend, or actually married couples.
Yeah.
We've actually talked to try to, give advice to from our vantage point.
Right.
Mhm.
And I think the most important part in regards to that is we have to be an example.
Right.
We can't sit here and shoot out all this advice and then
Yeah.
we doing something
Not
totally
live it.
opposite.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Of course.
So we try to show that, show how positive we are and how helpful we can be in our posts and in our conversations and in our appearance even.
Right.
Because, who wants to follow somebody who's not living what they're talking
Right.
about?
Right.
Good. That's very true. And then you guys are transparent too. It's not all serious,
Yeah.
when it comes to you guys. When I watch, they have fun. I think that's very important to have fun in a relationship too. But still have boundaries at the same time as to how far you guys go. So what has been the challenge between knowing the limits of that, or has there been any challenges with that?
I don't know. I'm gonna say the the challenging part in that in the beginning, because now I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I was the real stiff one. Don't play so much. Be serious. And
Yeah.
he's like, seriously? So I think he's broken down that boundary within me. I can have fun and I can relax and know, okay, whatever. And just,
right.
and just move on and laugh about it or whatever. And he also has shown me it's okay to laugh at ourselves. Because
Oh, yeah. Big
So, I think I'm good now.
Yeah. Okay. The icebreaker.
Yeah.
Definitely an icebreaker for you, Mr. Leonard.
It's the opposite. Knowing when to be serious,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a joking type person. I like to crack jokes and
Yeah.
talk about people when they walk in the mall and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, babe,
The roast king. Yeah.
like, you don't know what that person's going through.
Yeah.
You don't know
Mhm.
their situation. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, I didn't really think about that. So I had to take a step back, become more serious with, how I view people overall. So it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a balance between the both of y'all.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So is
So-
I'm sorry. Is there some, because I'm just kind of envisioning, I haven't followed y'all yet, but I will.
Yeah.
Wait, are y'all on Instagram?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So being a couple that's kind of, you guys have a shared page, right?
Yeah,
Have
the
shared
Mr.
it.
and Mrs. Leonard.
Okay, good. So do y'all have, is there any type of pressure or any type of stress that comes with being a couple that's kind of in the light a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like with your transparency and all that. When it comes to like social media and posts and things like that.
I would say no, because we have boundaries in what we post.
Right.
And, if anything that got, I guess, too serious or too in depth, then we would kind of come to the sideline and say, hey, hit me in my inbox, or here's our phone number, call us.
Right.
But as far as what we put out there in public eye, we have boundaries. So, yeah, we kind of agree on our limits, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Okay.
With you guys having a really full plate, with you having your day job and then y'all being entrepreneurs and working together and doing your own thing and being in a relationship, where is the work-life balance as a couple?
I think I would have to say we have a common hour that we shut it all down.
Mm-hmm.
5 p.m. is usually our wind down, focus on family and homework with the kids and that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times on weekends, we kind of shut it down for the most part, unless somebody needs us. And then it's always something where we can take the kids along with us because, we are a family
Right.
and this is a family business.
Right.
So I would say, we put boundaries on our times and days and stuff like that.
Yeah, we have like a schedule per se
Yeah.
on what we do and what we don't do. A certain time frame, like you said, about 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
About 5 o'clock was just business, like normal business hours.
Mhm.
9 to
Right.
5.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good deal. Well, this has been a great first half.
Yeah, I can agree.
We're gonna pay some bills and we will be right back.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Quiet.